Hi, welcome to my first podcast. My name is Dr. Howard Pallay. I've been practicing advanced chiropractic therapeutic care for many, many years. I've also been practicing advanced functional nutrition for, I don't want to tell you how long, but long, okay? I get unusual cases that other doctors have been unable to help with unusual conditions, and I do what I call functional nutritional therapy and healing, okay? The first part of it to understand is it's kind of a little bit like a Western version of Eastern healing, where I'm concerned with the organ systems and their function, okay? The difference is that in traditional Chinese medicine, they're using herbs. I use a small amount of herbs in my practice, but I use them very carefully and very efficaciously because herbs are drugs. All drugs originally were herbs, and they concentrated, made it cheaper, made it stronger. Not commenting on that at this particular moment, other than to say all drugs are dangerous, herbs can be dangerous, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, coenzymes, and food are not dangerous. And all my therapy are natural therapies, okay? So we're gonna give you an alternative medicine kind of look in how to be healthier, happier, how to take care of yourself better, in a number of very, very common sense steps. This is how I practice. This is why patients stay with me for 20, 30, and more years, okay? Because I have different solutions, like I said, alternative. Each of the organs of the body functions, and either functions normally and in balance, or it's out of balance. And the function can be overactive, it can be underactive. That's kind of a simplistic way to look at the different organ systems of the body, okay? So what we're really talking about is that your body is supposed to heal. Your body is supposed to take care of you. And when it does a good job, it stays in balance, kind of like a Chinese yin-yang. But we call it, in science and medicine, homeostatic balance. The ability of the body to self-regulate and balance itself. This, as I said, is my first podcast. I want you to get a little bit to know about me and about what I do and how this podcast is going to go. I'm going to try and keep them to a reasonable amount, not to wear people out, 15, 20 minutes. I hope you find them interesting. The first few podcasts, don't know how many yet, because I don't know how fast I'll cover the material that I want to cover. I have a lot to say and a lot to share. The beginning ones are going to be about what I do, why I do it, how I figure things out. I'm going to teach you the insides of my years of distilled study, knowledge, training, and experience of treating sick people and trying to make them healthier and well and happy, especially regaining energy, regaining strength and function, fixing digestive imbalances, a lot of work with hormonal imbalances, sugar problems. We're going to get into all this as we go along. Now, then later on, we're going to talk about particular organ systems, how we figure them out, how we treat them. We're going to talk about cases, which is how I like to do things on a case-by-case basis. I may even eventually have some patients who have unusual conditions on the podcast or putting an audio that's connected to it, not so much as a testimonial, but so you can understand what kind of things what I do treats, what I've treated, and how you could attempt to help heal yourself a little bit as best you can. I don't really, not doing this for money, not to say I won't put links in for some of the companies that I've worked with for many, many years who make good quality natural healing products that you can order through it and get a discount and use my people because they're good people and they make good products, both the national suppliers and the distributorships that I'm going to put you in touch with if you so desire. Let's get right into some of the important stuff here, okay? First of all, more and more pharmaceutical companies, and my father was a pharmacist. I have 4 brothers. Everybody in my family is a doctor. We'll touch on that a little later as I tell you different anecdotal stories about my healing and my life and my work and things that I do, okay? So my father was a pharmacist, and I have to tell you, the pharmaceutical industry has gotten in a big way into nutrition, and that's great. It really is. But they still tend to buy companies and then make cheapish products at a cheap price that's not necessarily what we in the nutritional field want to see. When you take aspirin, and you want to make a cheaper aspirin, it's salicylic acid. Whoever makes it, it's still going to be salicylic acid. You can add different coatings on it. You can make the pill a different color and prettier. You could change the packaging, and Lord knows you could change the advertising. But Tylenol is still acetaminophen. Anybody else who makes it, unless they're making a shoddy product, is still making the same thing. It's everything inside is the same. This is not so with nutritional products. You know what? There's a life energy to people. There's a life energy to food, okay? Well, you want nutritional products that help the life energy, that are made in a way your body can easily absorb and utilize, and without any toxic overload. And really, sometimes it's just simply about the absorption. As a matter of fact, a lot of the products I use today, as opposed to 40 odd years ago when I first started practicing my advanced nutritional therapy, a lot of them are capsules. You're seeing more and more liquids and chewables in certain situations. I don't really think that you can make liquids and sprays of the quality that you need. For example, a lot of people today are doing these green shakes. There's nothing wrong with them. They're okay. They are not a replacement for food. They are not a replacement for food. And you cannot put enough nutrients into one shake substance. And people need to understand this. It could be an add-on, but it's not going to replace good nutritional therapy and a good diet. So let's get further along to do what we do. So how do we figure this out? Okay? Well, a lot of my study and my work over the years was based in the chiropractic field and people who did the nutrition as chiropractors. So I have a certain bias to that. And my therapy involves a lot of reflex points and muscle testing, which we may get into a later time. But mostly now we're dealing with the rationale of how you do things, okay? And some of that is experience. At some point I'm going to share with you a questionnaire that I designed that you can actually check off and have an idea what's wrong with you. But in today's modern world, okay, most people have somewhat of an idea of what genre their problems, their chronic problems are with. They've been to doctors, they've had tests done, but they just don't get better, okay? And again, we're going to go into the systems. Bit by bit, we're going to go through the systems. Everything to me starts with the digestive tract. Because I had a professor many years ago said to me a very funny but poignant thing, that you could put the elixir of the gods in your mouth. If you don't absorb it, you have an immortal toilet bowl, okay? So what you put into yourself is important. And by the way, yes, in homeostatic balance, you don't have to treat your body like a temple. You have to just take good care of it, okay? In other words, if once in a blue moon you eat something that's not the healthiest thing in the world, your body can compensate. But if you eat really crappy stuff all the time, your body's not going to compensate. It's going to wear down and you're going to have problems, okay? So there's a balance to life, and there's a balance to how you take care of yourself. We don't want you to have to put too much time and effort to take care of yourself, but you have to put some time and effort. If you wait till you have serious problems, it's going to be kind of too late, okay? Because surgery is not a good answer very often. It's a final answer because you have no other choice. Medication is good for short-term use, for acute things to keep you alive, so to speak, but it's not going to make you healthier. Medicine does not make you healthier, okay? The only way you get healthier is getting your body to function better. Functional nutrition, functional health. It's all about how your body functions. What I do that's so different dramatically from the medical profession, and I'm nothing against them, everything to them is black or white. Either you're dying or there's nothing wrong with you. They don't work in the functional area. You think about it this way, okay? Nobody goes to sleep at night, wakes up in the morning, and they have diabetes. They didn't have it the day before, really? Okay? You go to sleep at night, you wake up in the morning, and you have, God forbid, cancer. You didn't have cancer the day before? No, they just couldn't find it yet. You had it, but they didn't know because they don't understand function, okay? Blood work, great stuff. I read blood work, okay? I read CAT scans, especially for spinal injuries, of course. In blood work, you're talking about normal limits. What if somebody is on the borderline? You want to wait 5 years to see that they have the problem? Or do you want to say, well, what can I do proactively? Can I improve my diet? Can I lose weight? Okay? What can I do to get myself healthier? Okay? This is what we're talking about here. How do you get your body to function better, to be healthier, to be happier, to have more energy, have a longer life? Okay? These things are all interconnected. We're going to teach you how to do this. There are ways to get healthier. So the beginning introductory sessions that we're going to do are going to be about my system analysis, how to figure things out, and what are the basics that everybody needs to do and everybody needs to know, okay? And that's what we're starting with first in the beginning podcast that we're going on, okay? I'm going to take a short break, and I'll be right back to get into system analysis.